We're in a networking situation, and you've gotten past your verbal business card and you've gotten their attention, and the next thing that's said is, "Can I have a card?" I've had this, we'll call it an issue for terms of the psychologist in the room. I've had an issue for a very long time, so much so that I have a book that's going to be coming out called 49 Stupid Things People Do with Their Business Card. It's mostly fun, but it's mostly taking care of my own psychological parts. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm sure all of your business cards are perfect, so we're just going to tweak a little. And I said tweak, not twerk. If you will do me a favor, I'm folding these in half. I'm going to ask you just to look at this part for now. Just know the answers are here, so don't cheat. Would you take one and pass them around? So, when it comes to business cards, the reason, the history of them came from gentlemen callers and proper society and handing the card to the bellman who could announce you to the ladies of the house. That came to tradesmen having cards of various sizes, signs of various sizes to announce where they are, because we have not always had street signs. That has evolved, moved forward a lot further to where we are now, where we all have our little 3.5 by 2 inch, and if your cards are not 3.5 by 2 inch, there's a challenge. Cards that announce us. The purpose of the card is to make it easy for people to connect with you. That's the purpose. And my thought is, why make it hard? Why not meet them where they want to be met? Example. Let's look at this card. Now, I have permission to use this from Susan. We met at a Maurice dinner. She has a book out that's targeted for women that says it's called How to Get Your Man to Do Anything You Want. Something like that. It's a cool book. We sat and talked for about 30 minutes. And now I do everything Sharon wants.
Where is she? You heard that.
I know. Anyway, so
She's passed out.
I know. I asked Susan, well, do you have a card? We should chat about this. And she handed me this card. And we had become very close friends in a very short period of time. And I said, Susan, are you a little bit coachable? And she said, I am eminently coachable. And I asked her what eminently means, and she said, very. I said, okay, cool, let's move on. So I looked at her card and I said, what's this card supposed to do? She said, well, in addition to my counseling practice, I also am a real estate investor. Ah, I see. So tell me, what's the jewelry for?
That's the first thing.
I just thought it was cute. Oh, now I've told you in advance, I have a thing about business cards. So I said, really? Huh, okay. And the getting what you want, isn't that for your counseling business? She goes, yeah. Huh, okay. So, here's the thing. Let's skip ahead. There are a lot of things. In fact, there are 7 different things wrong with this card.
There's not 7 things on it.
I understand. That's the problem. Thank you very much. So there are a lot of things wrong with this card. Now, before you look at the answers, I'm going to ask the class, what do you think? In fact, we are going to do process of elimination. What do you think's wrong with this card? Yes.
Clarity.
Good. That's in general. Yeah. Okay. We're not going. I'm going to stay away from. I'm going to look for things that are more specific. Let me give you one. This card is used to speak to people about real estate, but it's.
There's no.
Yeah, but there's nothing that talks about it.
Right.
What else? Yes.
The email address is not conducive to business practice.
Absolutely. And this card is, I use this card for a specific reason. Okay, it's in general, if it's okay, how many people have used Gmail for most of their, to look at their Gmail? Okay. Cool. Here's the thing. I will contend that it is more professional, and you are considered more professional if you have a website that email address that ties to your website.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So Susan here is shooting her real estate person in the foot by not having it tied to her real estate company.
But usually
Yeah.
real estate investor account doesn't have a company name.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah,
Or address where she is.
yes.
But
So,
what is she?
I'm going to
what is she
finish.
selling though? She's not.
In this case, she wants people, she wants to connect with people that want to sell houses, and she buys and invests in homes.
It looks like.
Well, then she
this
should
is
have a
something
company
She printed
name.
on her printer at home. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. No, actually, no. These weren't.
Vista?
These were. We do not mention companies. Most people, when I ask them why they use an online service, they say because I needed it quick. And I will tell you that's wrong. You can get them in a printer anywhere on Ventura Boulevard or anywhere else faster than you can get them from an online service. So, cop to it, they're cheap. And that's cool, but when you use an online service, please know you are sharing your artwork with thousands of other people. Pet Groomer and Reseda is a client. They ended up having the same card as the closest competitor, and people would meet both of them and confuse them. So, let me finish on email, and then I'm going to come to a point you made. So, if you own a website, if you own your name, and you should all own your name, I'm going to skip way ahead, and I mean like I own hankyuloff.com, even though I use the marketing guy and the promotional minded, you should all know you own your name because you are the product, especially a real estate agent. But if you are not using a professional email address that can get forwarded to your Gmail, I'm good with that. I don't mind where you look at the back end. I have Gmail, I have a Yahoo, I have all sorts of them. You will never know what they are, ever. You'll never know. I would never promote those email addresses. That dilutes your brand and makes you look like a part-timer. She is part-time. Address, so important. I don't have an address because I work at home. Great, go get a P.O. box on Ventura Boulevard. You won't look as professional if you don't have it. I work with British Petroleum. I know you do, he said, channeling a conversation he's had before. But just think of the business you'd have if you actually had an address. People want to know they can come get you. They want to know where to send the check. Have an address. Meet them halfway. Others, things wrong.
No logo.
Give yourself a star. No logo.
Unless, of course, the jewelry is the logo.
Yeah.
But then,
Not in this case. It doesn't tie into what she does. No, this was just because she thought it was cute. That was purely it. I asked. No logo. I design logos and I'm pretty inexpensive, but I'm not, I'm a self-trained graphic artist. I'm good. I know people that are great. It's worth every penny you spend to the great. Some logos are sort of easy. It was supposed to be my marketing guy, but my marketing guy was taken, so I was in front of the computer buying my URL. And okay, what else is going to work? Well, what about our marketing guy? Oh, it's available, sure. I needed a brand of some sort, and I wanted the marketing guy part. Then I put the words on the screen to type it out, to put a logo together, and I was like,
Oh my God.
wow, it's so much better to be lucky than good. Reinforced once again, it's better to be lucky than good. Because if it is, the my marketing guy logo, if he ever wants an amazing logo, I have the most cool logo already done. But I'm not going to have them. So, well done. Gotta have a logo. It's so important in establishing a brand of who you are. Now, Yeah, none of us are Coca-Cola. You're close. None of us are Coca-Cola. Your logo is never going to be the standalone, an icon kind of name. Serpro, cool, national. But it's important that it exists everywhere. I kind of like your logo, by the way. I think yours is... Everybody?
I designed
Okay.
it.
This is Sandra. You should make sure you see her logo. Make sure in fact, you guys are going to pass
I'm
her.
gonna make it bigger.
She has a killer logo. I love it. It's sick and twisted and perfect. What else is wrong with
Can
your
you
card?
do your own name tag? You wear that when you go to places.
Say logo, mailing address. Wow, we're doing really well. Gmail. I think we actually got them all.
What about a fax number? Should say it
Yeah.
should be if it's a
Or
cell
at
phone or
least,
fax.
I think it should say either phone or cell or so they know, where to call.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's the. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt on the fax.
Okay.
Over the course of time, I have seen them, fax numbers come and we've started adding website and email and text and find us on Facebook and QR code. On my card, I have a QR code that says find us on Facebook for free marketing tips. So you're asking your card to do a lot, but it can be done in a clear manner. Sir?
Also, technology has changed where you can just fax to an 800 number. So we have an 800 number, and it doesn't matter if you are.
Yeah. But it still has, I would be wary of using the same number.
Yeah.
Again, it's a professional thing. Hit 9 to fax, it's kind of a,
It's not even that. I mean,
Yeah,
the system automatically will take the fax.
cool.
It's an e-fax.
So you're not publicizing it, but you still have to, you're still telling people,
You can fax that number.
yeah. Now go back about 10 years and having the same, I have to unplug my fax is still, in order for you to send a fax, is still in the collective mindset. So if you can use a different number, I would use a different number for them. Amazing how much different when I actually did that, the reception from clients. Yes, ma'am.
What's happening with QR codes today? On business cards?
What's happening with them?
People using them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's does everyone know what a QR code is?
No, I don't.
Okay. QR code, these things down here, stands for quick response code. Let us say that you have a static piece of advertising, a card, a flyer, a brochure, something, a card. And you want to get a message to somebody, say it's a video message, or you want to get them to your website where they can set an appointment or something. A QR code is what I was almost looking for my phone, but I don't have my phone. A QR code is something that is a reader that lives on your phone, that uses the camera in your phone to read these codes and bring you to some place on the internet. It can be a website, it could be a video. When somebody scans some of the QR codes that I use, it's a welcome video from me. Hey, and I've used them for secrets. Hey, you found this QR code. If you call me right now and I have a secret word, you've just won $100 in free promotion products. And those exist in different places. So you can use them for a lot of different things. So the answer is yes. On my card, it brings them to my Facebook page where I want them to get engaged.
I do internet marketing, so I use them, but
Yeah.
I just wonder what's happening in the more traditional businesses.
It's, in my opinion, because I own a website called QRCROI.com, and I put it together with, the specific purpose was to answer that question. Clients would ask me what are QR codes, I would send them there, and I'll tell you, it is a very thinly veiled advertisement for my company. I mean, my logo is everywhere on it, but there are a bunch of videos, there's a blog that needs to be updated on how to use them and the best purposes. I don't believe that QR codes have expanded as I thought they would. I thought by now, when I flew into Las Vegas airport, every one of those huge ads would have a QR code that would say, get your tickets right now. I mean, if I order them right from your phone, have them as soon as you get to Las Vegas. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't either.
And
Sorry, I wondered.
it's a cool tool if you use it and you're aware of them. So, okay. So, we're all going to, now, here's an offer I'm going to give to anyone. We're not going to play it here. If you'd like your business card evaluated, I'll be happy to do that for you for free. Mostly to take care of myself. All right.
Oh, it's supposed to look like it? No?
Yeah, now you can look at this part and you can see, class, you did a really good job. The last point I'm going to make about business cards before we move on, I evolved. I used to say it all had to be on one side.
No.
Technology being what it is, you kind of need both sides. A couple of real simple tips for business cards. Bigger is better. Do not use, tell your artist, do not use Arial. It's too thin. And this is called a reverse, where you have one color type on another. If you're going to use a reverse, make sure that the type is very thick, or it's unreadable. Normally it's black with white writing. If you use the if the typeface is too thin, you will not be able to read it on your card. And as the HR people will tell you, if you send your resume somewhere, they're looking for a reason to disqualify you. If your card sucks, they're looking for a reason to call a competitor. If I have 3, it's like, well, shit, I can't even read it. Oops. Oh, heck, I can't even read it. We'll fix it in post. Make it easy. Yes.
I get business cards all day long. I have thousands of them, and you're right, the bigger the better. If I'm like this sometimes, the phone numbers are so small.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Goes back to the premise, make it easy for them to contact you. The bigger and the easier it is, the better your card and the more effective it will be.